Welcome to the Men's Room. I'm your host, Mark Sparks. Today we're going to be talking about getting inside the woman's head, except this time we're going to be doing it from the female perspective. Today I have from revolution31.com, Kasia.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for having me.
No problem, Kasia. Thank you for being here. Pleasure to meet you, see you, and have you on the show.
Same here. I really like the environment.
It's the Men's Room for a reason.
Yes, it is actually, and I really appreciate it because, for example, going out in clubs, I quite often sneak in because I can't stand the lineups. So,
wow, so you know a little bit about the Men's
this.
Room. So as we're trying to get into your head, you've been getting into our spaces.
Yeah.
Well, we won't even talk about that. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Like, what do you do?
One of the things I do, I'm a wing girl. When we, for example, when we take our client to a club to kind of help him meet the girls, scenarios, and I put him in situations so it's easier for him to approach a girl, to start a conversation. I also do a lot of observation. For example, I see them quit too fast, give up too fast, and so afterwards I give them a lot of feedback and we work from that on.
Okay.
So basically my job is to help the person I'm dealing with to be themselves, to be authentic and to relax and not to worry about, socializing.
Okay. Well, there's
in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. I was like, we're gonna break that nutshell open right now. You talk about a couple things. One thing you said was putting them in a scenario or a situation that'll make it easier for them to meet or acquire the number or whatever it is of a woman. How do you put someone in a situation that makes it easier?
There's a lot of little simple things that I would do. For example, I spot a girl that he finds attractive and I ask him, you know what, I really like her top. Why don't you go and ask her, where she got it because your friend wants to know. And as you do that, I will approach you and then I'll start mingling with her. And your job from then on is to get more inquisitive about her person, like, what's up with her. And I always emphasize the fact, don't ask them about life because you're in a loud club. Yeah. You're just annoying them. It has to be short and sweet and on topic and amusing. Like try to make her laugh or dance with her. That's physical language is the best way to go where you're in a loud space. What
are maybe the top three things that you see guys do as a professional that really hinder their game, really hinder them accomplishing their goal of getting to know a woman, interacting with the woman that they want to interact with?
First thing, body language. Let's say if I put a guy in a scenario, okay, let's approach this group of girls. The first thing I see is the face drops. And they're talking to themselves rather than making eye contact. So that's number one thing.
Okay.
Eye contact, maybe a little touch on the shoulder or something appropriate. Another thing is starting a conversation that's too general. And the girl just kind of looks and it's like, what are you talking about? I'm at a club, I'm here to party, I want to dance. And, I came here with my friends and you're just in my space.
Right.
So if you're gonna talk, just say something funny and short. So that's number two. Number three is if a girl is dancing and having the time of her life, it's pathetic for a guy to go up to her and just be lame, stand there and grab her or not finish the dance. Like if you're gonna start, you better groove, like you have to get into it. And if you're gonna bump and grind, you better do it all the way. Don't just kind of flail around. So doing things all the way, like not just touching upon it, because that makes you look creepy. Like
right,
you can't,
so kind of halfway doing anything. That really turns you off.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
I'm not a dancer, and I see that girl on the dance floor, and I'm gonna talk to her. How would you tell me to deal with her then? Because I'm not a guy, I have no rhythm. I trip over my feet. I'm gonna look like a complete nerd if I start dancing with her.
Perfect.
Really?
Use all those qualities and
use
just
my nerddom to my advantage.
Yeah, no, it's that simple. It's just continuing, with what you have. Like you got to work with what you have and just getting silly and funny. And that's just being playful, and that's the main trigger, for girls to get her positive attention because you seem, you're comfortable with yourself if you make fun of yourself. Therefore, the girl feels comfortable. So if you're silly, the girl will, gladly dance and even, I don't know what else could happen after that.
Does anything else happen after that? She's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's the potential, right? We're going for the potential.
Right. What the maybe. So then, like, do lines work? Let me ask you that, like, just flat out. Do lines work? Like guys who come up and have that pre-rehearsal?
Yes and no.
Okay.
For example, I've been approached at a club. Okay, the guy was dressed up as a sailor. And he basically said he was on his knees and he looked really desperate and crazy. And he was just like, oh my gosh, Kasia, can you do me a favor? I'm like, what is it? And he basically said something along the lines of, oh, next week, can you wear a white dress? Because I'm getting married and say I do, something like that. I don't remember the line totally. But the reason why I sort of fell for it, only just partying-wise, was because he kept up the acting. It was hilarious. He was a character. Mm-hmm. He became a character. He's very animated, and it made my night so fun. And he kind of kept the theme up. He was talking about how we're gonna sail away and all. Like, it was just funny. Mm-hmm. But if you're gonna come up to me and be like, I don't even know these lines, but...
Are your feet tired, girl? Because you've been running through my mind all day.
Well, the way you said it is kind of cool, but...
So that might work.
But it depends what you do after with it. If you're just going to say that and kind of drop,
mm-hmm.
I'm just like, okay, you have nothing besides that line. Okay. Have a nice life.
Getting a girl's interest is part of the battle. Within the next 10 minutes becomes keeping her interest. You know what I mean? You're a beautiful woman, so what works?
Two things. Let's say if it's a club setting, to me, like, dance is huge because that's what I do. Mm-hmm. I'm a choreographer. So if a guy tries to talk to you, I'm just like, dance floor. You want to talk to me, dance floor.
You floor now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and if you can keep that up, that's great. Because I'm not there. I don't go to clubs. I rarely actually go out. And if I do, I'm basically there just to get it out of my system and dance. So I don't exactly want to talk and stand there with a drink. It's not my thing.
Right.
So that's one thing. For me, the body language is big. If it's in a different scenario, let's say, I don't know, I'm walking on the street or I'm reading a book on the streetcar. If a guy says something that I don't know about, that I can learn from, mm-hmm. and I get really curious and kind of, oh, I didn't know that. And he kind of contributes rather than just wants to like pick me up and take, right?
Right,
it's just
gives you something towards your relation. That's pretty cool. You're sitting on the streetcar, you're reading a book, and I'm a guy and I walk on the streetcar and I see you. How would you let me know that you want me to come talk to you?
Well, number one thing is eye contact, and not a big one, just kind of like just a little glimpse and kind of a shy away and a little smile. Like, it's very minimalistic. Mm-hmm. It's kind of coy. It depends on the girl, but that's just my style.
Sure.
Girls are quite brave. I see girls just grabbing guys by the shirt and just pulling them into the dance floor, or kind of waving, or cheers, just raising the drink. Just really going with the theme of the party, right? Mm-hmm. Like feeding off the environment. Like, it's just being simple, not having, a hidden agenda, kind of like, some kind of script in your mind. Just kind of letting loose and just enjoying yourself. It's that simple.
Okay. The cool guy or the funny guy?
The funny guy, definitely. Funny guy.
Really?
Big time, yeah. The cool guys, I don't know, I find it a little sterile and boring. Excuse me. Standing there with the drink, posing around. Okay, what are you afraid of, really?
Right.
I mean, I know how girls feel and I know how guys feel, and I try to break that boundary, and sometimes I'll, ask guys to dance with me, like on a random occasion. If I see, it's pretty funny. If I see a guy, kind of supporting the wall, mm-hmm. the pillar, probably because I'm in this, probably because as a professional, it's influenced me. Maybe I have this little sympathy. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that.
If
but
she dances with you, it's sympathy. Don't take the dance.
But yeah, guys get really, I don't know, I actually got turned down twice.
You got rejected
to
dance with? Really?
I don't know what happened, but this one guy was leaving. Mm-hmm. And he looks really casual. I actually prefer guys that look really casual and just normal rather than really souped up.
Right.
And so I kind of pulled his hood and he's like, turns around all annoyed. And I'm like, oh. So I'm like, hey, where are you going? And he's like, home. He was just so mad. I was like, oh. I'm like, oh, so you don't want to have a last dance with me? And he's like, no. Okay, I don't know what just happened. We both, guys and girls, we both have the same kind of insecurities and fears of little rejection. But you know, the more you do it, the more resistant you are. And you know, it's just laughing it off. It's just having fun with it.
So I'm, you know, Joe Schmo. I've just come, sat down, like, Kasia, okay, I need help. Like, I've talked to 15 girls. No one talks to me. I haven't been on a date in 2 years. I go to the club and I stand on the wall because I'm scared to talk to girls. What do you tell me?
Okay. I tell you, first of all, get your mind off the girls.
But that's what I want. I want girls.
Yeah, I know. If you're in an environment, just first of all, relax. You know, scan, see who's cute, see who's cuter, you know, see who's hot. Go get a drink, listen to the music, really get into the vibe of the environment. Forget about, you know, picking up. Just kind of, you know, see, like notice little things, how people dress and, you know, enjoy the interior, look at the ceiling, you know, go to the bathroom, you know, just get into the environment, like morph into it, you know.
Okay.
After that, like you start to gain a rhythm. You start to become the environment.
Right.
And people just start flocking to you because you're enjoying yourself and you're not sending those stressed out, I'm scanning, you know, I want to pick up a girl, those nervous vibes.
So I'm taking your advice. So I have my drink. I'm in the club. I'm vibing to the music now. I'm vibing. And the girl walks up and now she's beside me. But girls don't talk to the guys. They wait for the guys to talk to them. So now where do I go? You know what I mean? Like I'm still nervous me and she's here.
I say just if she's standing right beside you, just bump her and start doing a little body language. And just ask her if she's having fun. Like seriously, you gotta just relax and feel what you wanna say. And you know what? And if she's not into it, then it's not you. Like guys need to realize that, just like myself, going to dance auditions, let's say musical theater, you know, there's so many excellent dancers out there. But you know, the director always looks for the specific. Right. So just because you don't get the role, same with acting, you know, doesn't mean that you're not great or good or something. It just means that that's not what they're looking for, or maybe there's something wrong with them. So, I mean, if you approach a girl, no matter what you do, you can't have like a perfect formula for this because, you know, something will sound great. Oh yeah, for sure, this will get me somewhere, and the girl's just gonna shut you down anyways. You know,
right.
Sometimes that's why I stress the fact of just being yourself and just kind of identifying yourself. Like, what do you like? You know, what's your passion? Like, just get more inquisitive about yourself. Like, too many guys and too many people in general are too caught up with, you know, this 9-to-5 world, and then they get out and like, what's going on? And
right.
And actually, something interesting happened to me. A while back, I was, I don't know, going out on a date, and one of my friends, he's like, oh, Kasia, you know, I'm gonna see if this guy's for you. Okay, how can you know? I mean, you don't even know him, I don't know him. No, but I'm gonna ask him one question. I'm like, okay, sure. My friend comes back to me, he's like, no. I'm like, what? What did you ask him? No, he's not for you. I'm like, why? Well, because I asked him, so what's your passion instead of what you do for a living? And he told me what he does for a living, and it's like there's nothing else going on there. Like, you need a guy that's, you know, that's crazy about something, you know, not just looking to find a wife and have a house in the suburbs, you know what I mean, and a safe 9-to-5. Like, and that guy is totally that profile. So like, you have to bring in something more.
So you have to have something that you're excited about, something that you're into, something that...
The goal, and I even call it the cherry on top, is to, you know, pick up a girl, is to get that number. But really, it's all about the process. It's about, you know, authenticity, like bringing the you out of you. Because a lot of guys don't, you know, they don't even know themselves.
If you're working with me, and I'm John Smith, and you're working with me, and how do you bring out the me that you want to talk to? or any woman that I approach who wants to talk to?
Well, first of all, because the client's mindset is already set, okay, I'm paying you, I want to pick up a girl. So that's his mindset. So for me, I work from that. So I asked them, what's your type? You know, what kind of girl do you want? Every single one of my clients told me that I want to pick up a nice, cute girl. And, you know, what I tell them is like, okay, you're not going to pick up any. Because this is what you're sending out. This is the energy, wishy-washy energy you're sending out. You don't have a type, you're not picky, you don't know what you want. Basically, you're just going in all kinds of directions. And you know what? Like, no, as girls, we're very specific. We know what we want. We value ourselves, and we want somebody, you know, the same way that knows what they want. So that's how I start. What do you want? What kind of a girl? And
specifically being like, what kind of, like, I mean, describing what she looks like, or are you talking more traits wise? Like
more traits, like, you know, what do you do? Would you like her, let's say if you're an IT professional, you know, do you want like a cute computer geek girl, or do you want, you know, the complete opposite, you know, some crazy seductress, I don't know. And, you know, what's your fantasy? And we go into all kinds of little details that help me, you know, open up the person. And they actually, you know, they relinquish quite a bit. And even not just to myself, but to themselves. And, you know, they tell me, oh, I didn't realize that.
So I'm one of your guys that you've been working with. What do you tell me to go and do to get better?
I start with little things like, you know, when you're walking on the street, make eye contact with strangers.
Okay.
Go out to a club by yourself. It's a bit of a jump.
Yeah, I was like, make eye contact with a stranger and go to the club alone. Okay, and why?
Well, because that's when you don't have that protective circle around you, and you're just left. You're in a deep end by yourself, and that's when your impulses, when your instinct kicks in, and this is basically what you're going to rely on all your life, you know, and. So just working with your instincts, going back to little things, you know, when you're in a supermarket, you know, ask cute girls for advice. Oh, you know, which, I don't know, fruit is better for this salad? Just basic things. You know, striking up conversations, not just with, you know, cute girls, but with all kinds of people, you know, whether it's an older gentleman or some granny, you know, down the street, just helping people out and just getting involved in being social. Just in general, because that's going to open you up and you'll learn a lot of things about yourself from other people. Another thing is culture. I put a huge emphasis on that. I ask them, what do they do for fun? And they tell me, okay, we'll go to the movies. I don't know, I go climbing. I'm like, okay, well, why don't you expose yourself to things like that you don't really normally do. Let's say if, you know, when was the last time you went to opera? New experiences will teach you new things, and you know, that's another thing
Get
I want to mention.
Some other stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Get in touch with yourself. Just know what you like. Know what you want to get. You know, not just out of a girl, but out of life. Really, it's that deep. And just do your thing. Like, be happy. Go to work. You know, get your hobbies out there and take risks. Take risks every day. Initiate things.
Right.
You can't just stand there and wait for things to come to you and to happen to you.
Right.
You really have to provoke certain situations, and you know, don't be shy to be daring, and don't be scared to make mistakes and look stupid or funny or silly.
Cool. Well, Kasia, thank you very much for being on the show. Thank you for journeying into the men's room and sharing some of the
Thank you for
insight.
having me.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot. All right, guys, let's take a look at our 5 takeaway points from Kasia. Point number 1, in a club, keep your approaches short, sweet, and amusing. Physical language is key. You can be playful to show that you're comfortable with yourself and amp up her attraction in you by making her curious about you. Point number 2, the funny guy usually wins out over the cool guy, so leave those shades at home and start thinking about those witty remarks. Point number 3, girls have a fear of rejection too. If an approach fails, it could be because she's having a bad night and have nothing to do with you. The key is not to take it personally. Point number 4, Improve your social skills by going out to clubs alone, getting involved in different cultural activities, and generally just doing things that are going to get you out of your comfort zone. Point number 5, be courageous and take risks every day. It's okay to make mistakes and slip up, as long as you're constantly improving and bringing the best you out of you. And remember, there's no such thing as failures, only opportunities to learn. And in life, class is always in session. I'm Mark Sparks. See you next time in the men's room.